Hi guys, so you want to learn how to put a group logo on your Taranis radio. I've got my QX7 here ready to go with the logo on it, so I'm just going to power it up and let you have a look. See, it pops up and it looks quite nice. So for this tutorial you're going to need your Taranis radio, you're going to need OpenTX companion loaded onto a PC or Macintosh, and your USB lead for connecting it to your PC. So get your radio in its off state, as we need to get it into bootloader mode. So from the off state, hold the two trims and tap the on button. This should work on all the other Taranis radios apart from the X9D and the X9D Plus, which they have a solid switch, so you hold it in the trims and flick the switch up and leave it on, rather than these ones where it's a soft touch and you just tap it once. The next step is to connect it to your PC, so grab your USB lead and plug it in the bottom. You'll see it swap to USB connected, and then we'll jump over to the PC and do the OpenTX companion part. Right then guys, so over on the PC, so we need to open up our OpenTX companion, and we need to back up our current firmware. This is so you don't have to do a new firmware flash, you can just keep all your settings but just change that logo. So with the radio plugged in, click on read write, and then it's read firmware from radio. Now this is going to take a backup of our firmware, so you can see I've already taken a backup of mine, so I'll overwrite that now. Doesn't matter where you save it, but it's always handy to have a good backup of your radio just should you ever need it. The next step is to add in the image, so we'll click on there. That'll give us a current logo of our current profile, so you can see that's my old logo. So we get to load firmware, load up the firmware we just had. You see this firmware on my radio is the one I've just taken, so it's got the picture there. Yours will probably say something like OpenTX, or it may have whatever you've already got set there. So click over here on load picture. So this is a picture that I'll have the link on the Facebook page on how to grab the image, so it should all be scaled and work fine on all the radios. So open that up, and then we hit this little arrow just here, and that will change this to be the new image from your old one. So then we hit save, and it's cloned my firmware and added in that image. So hit OK, click on close, and now we need to write the firmware back. So click on read write, then go to write firmware to radio, load up the backup file which we've just edited, and sometimes you'll see it do this. So I've got a profile set which has this image as part of the profile rather than the firmware, so I'm going to choose use firmware start screen. This takes the image from the firmware file rather than the local saved profile. Then you hit write to TX, that's going to write it to the radio. It should be a really quick process, and it will pop up and say close when it's done. Okay, so we're all done on there, so I'm going to jump back to the radio and show you what it looks like. Right, so we're back at the radio, so the next step is to unplug this USB lead. That drops us back into the bootloader menu, and scroll down to exit to boot our radio in normal mode, with hopefully showing us that boot logo. Fantastic, so now we've got the boot logo all installed, and we're good to go on our next boot to see that logo every time it turns on. If you've got any questions, leave them in the description below, or head over to the Facebook group and ask them on there. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it or if you found it helpful, and we'll see you guys next time.